In this video, I'm going to set up my June menu plan to keep in my planner using my brand new freebie printable menu planning guide and workbook. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm on a journey to uncomplicate my life with functional planning and imperfect home management. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. So before we get started actually planning out the menu, let me give you a little look at this brand new guide that I created for you. So this is my menu planning guide and workbook that you'll be able to get for free when you sign up for my menu planning email list. Now, my menu planning email list is something that I have just developed. I am thinking about maybe doing like a once monthly, maybe twice monthly email where I just show you what recipes I'm thinking about putting on my menu and anything, you know, food prep and menu planning and meal prep type stuff, grocery shopping, any kind of that type of content I think would be great to share in that email. So if you're interested in menu planning, that would be like the best place to get all that info. I'm still going to have my monthly video, but I just thought there's so much I want to share in regards to menu planning that doesn't always fit into, you know, my menu video. So I just thought, how about we do a newsletter situation? So anyhow, I'm gonna put the link in the description where you can sign up for the list and get this freebie printable guide here. When you print out the guide, this is what it's going to look like. It's 9 pages and it's got both tips and like workbook pages in it. So you can kind of print it out and work through it as you're trying to figure out how to do your menu plan. So let's just kind of flip through it real quick. You've got your title page here. You've got a letter from me. You've got some workbook pages. This is going to be where you list out your family favorites to help you start figuring out what kinds of recipes to include in your menu plan. And then you're gonna take what you wrote there and then further develop it here with finding new recipes, and there's some tips on how to do that, and we'll go through that in the video. And then you have your menu planning strategy here. And then this is your grocery list strategy and just some tips about making a grocery list so that it's most efficient for you. And then you have 2 pages of grocery lists for 2 different weeks of menu planning. And then you have your final page, which is just all of your tips about how to actually use your meal plan and implement it into your schedule. The other thing that I have here, this is not currently part of this download. This is a prototype that I'm trying out with you on camera today. This is a monthly menu on 1 page that I have designed to match my workbook, and I printed it out at 80% so that I could fit it in my planner. So if you've watched any of my other menu planning videos, you will remember that I don't actually write my meals in my planner anymore. I used to, but I wasn't consulting it as much. But now, lately, I have realized after doing that and using my phone only for my menu plan, that whenever I pick up my phone to check my menu, like half the time I would get distracted. So I am going to try to put it back in my planner and see if it works. So this is, like I said, it's a prototype. I'm going to fill out my menu and then cut this out, and the 80% will fit perfectly on a page in my planner. So for June, I think I had considered putting it here, but then I realized it's not gonna match the June color. And so I could have gone and like recolored it and everything, but I like the way that I've designed this. And so I think I am going to put it here. And for me, I think I'm going to put it on this side because I'm left-handed and I don't like writing on this side. I prefer writing on this side. So I think if I fill this out and then I can stick it to this page, I won't have to worry about writing on the coil side, you know? That's just a personal preference for me being left-handed. So let's get started working through our guide here. Now I'm gonna move this off to the side because I don't need it for this part of the video. And let's just start working through the guidebook. I also have my iPad here open to the Pinterest app because I'm going to be using Pinterest to figure out what we're having for dinner this month. So on this page of the workbook, this is our family favorites. And on this page, you just want to list out some of the things that you know your family is really liking right now. You don't need to get too specific with it unless you just know there's a very specific recipe in a certain cookbook or on a certain blog that you know your family likes more than anything else. This page serves two purposes. One, it's going to just be a place to keep a little list of those specific meals so you don't forget about them when you're looking at all these other recipes, because you still want to incorporate favorites and things that you know are winners instead of only trying all new stuff and then it doesn't always work out. So you want to have your favorites, and then also you're going to take the favorites and then use that to kind of come up with similar things, and then we'll get to that on the next page. But so here I'm just going to write down things that my family's really into right now. We are going into the summer months, it's hot, and we just are really craving a lot of summery type foods, like light foods, grilled foods, salads, stuff like that. Not as much like comfort food and like stews and that kind of thing. So for right now in this season, we're really into like grilled chicken and really anything grilled, like burgers and hot dogs and that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna write grilled anything. And we're really into salads, and so like we'll take, when we make grilled chicken, we make extra and then cut it up and put it on just all different kinds of salads. And as far as salads, I'm talking about like lettuce-based salads and also like deli salads, you know, like the kind like chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad. Well, my family doesn't like egg salad. I love egg salad, but you know what I mean. Deli salads. And we always love tacos, like no matter what season it is, like fish tacos, crunchy tacos, soft tacos, like any kind of tacos, street tacos. Seafood we're really into right now, and like shrimp. I'm really into salmon right now. My son's into tuna and poke bowls. Really just anything light tasting, like a pasta primavera kind of thing, like mostly vegetables, not something with like a heavy sauce, just something light. And wraps. Wraps are really good, and wraps are something that I can adapt for me because I don't eat gluten, and so usually we'll use flour tortillas for wraps. And so my son will have his on a flour tortilla, or I will have mine in like a lettuce wrap, or I'll use a cassava tortilla. And so here are some of my ideas. We also like anything with like avocado. And so I realize here that these are not specifically meals. Like, I mean, if we could eat just avocado as a meal, that would be awesome. But obviously avocado isn't just a meal, but like maybe something grilled chicken and avocado or something like that, you know? So that's kind of like, I'm just kind of hinting at the things that I know. It's like a brainstorm, okay? So this is kind of gonna be my list that I'm gonna work with for the next page. So I'm gonna leave this, instead of flipping the page, I'm actually just gonna kind of put it right here. You can't really see it, but it's like right off camera, but I can see it. And so keep it handy because you're gonna need to refer to that to do this part. So on this page, we're going to open Pinterest on your computer or your phone or your tablet or wherever. Open up Pinterest and type in, on your search, type in the things that you wrote on your family favorites page. So I'm gonna start with grilled chicken, and I'm just gonna put avocado. And I might want to put like wrap or something, but let's just start with grilled chicken and avocado and hit search and see what comes up. So now you can see that we have a lot of different options here as far as grilled chicken and avocado. So I'm going to scroll through here and look for things that look really good. And I'm going to write down the ones that I like here, but I'm also going to save them to a board for menu planning ideas so that I don't lose them forever. So I really like how good this one looks with this corn salsa. And so I'm going to save that to a board that I have set up called menu planning ideas. You could put, you know, June menu or summer menu or anything like that. So I'm going to write down that there's grilled chicken with avocado salsa. That looks good. Let's look for a couple more grilled chicken ideas here. Pesto grilled chicken avocado salad. That looks really good. So I'm going to save that. So then we've got, I'm just going to put chicken tacos with cilantro sauce. So, I mean, you could keep going. Honey chipotle chicken rice bowls. Okay, that sounds really good because we do have a recipe that's like honey chipotle chicken tacos, but this looks different. So I'm gonna put that on my list too, and it sounds like something my kid would really like. Okay, so I've got 4 grilled chicken things here. My goal here is to get 2 weeks worth of meals. We want to keep some of these and then we want some more so that we have like a total of 14 meals, or really however many weeks you're planning for. I'm going to plan for 2 weeks because that's our baseline for the workbook here. But if you know you want 4 completely separate weeks of different foods, then try to collect a lot more recipes. Now what we can do is go back and search for other things using our family favorites list. I want to find, like, let's do, what about like a seafood salad, like a salad that has shrimp in it. This Mediterranean seafood shrimp salad, let's do that one. I'm gonna pin that one to my menu planning ideas, and I'm gonna put it on my list here, on my short list. And keep going. Salmon salad, that looks really good. We're gonna save that one. This Greek style grilled shrimp orzo pasta salad looks really good. Okay, so there are 3 seafood options. We could keep going, however many. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take salad out because we do have a lot of salad options, but what about some kind of seafood tacos? Whoops, I didn't put a space. Seafood tacos, search. Bang Bang shrimp tacos, that looks really good. Let's just immediately write that down. Bang Bang shrimp tacos, and I'm going to pin that before I lose it. Baja fish tacos, let's do that because the shrimp ones that were here looked really good, but we have a lot of shrimp already, so I'm going to switch to just like fish. So let's do Baja fish tacos. And so now we have quite a bit on the list here. I want to switch to like a wrap. So let's do, what about if I type in light summer wraps? Now we might get like bathing suit cover-ups here and we might get recipes, but let's see what happens. Yep, we're getting wraps. Okay, good. This pineapple mango chicken lettuce wrap looks amazing. And I'm going to write that down. Okay, let's pin it. So it's important to pin these things because, and I'll show you in a minute in our next step, after we get a good amount of recipes pinned to our menu planning board, we're going to actually use the board itself to suggest some other options that we might not have thought about. And that is our next step. But let me just find like one more wrap or something here. So we've got the pineapple mango chicken lettuce wraps, and then there's also like this easy chicken club lettuce wraps, and that looks good because who doesn't like bacon and avocado? So now we have all of these written down. I want to go to find my boards, menu planning ideas, and this is how we're going to do like the next step here. And this is written here in this little tip here. When you're on your board, there's two ways to do it. You can click up here where it says more ideas, and it's going to use its special like Pinterest algorithm to find meals that have something in common with all of the meals that you have already chosen yourself. So we're gonna put that algorithm to work for us so that you don't have to keep typing in and coming up with search terms. So you can either hit that little like magic button at the top, or you can scroll all the way to the bottom where it says find more ideas. And this is gonna be like the same concept. And it's gonna bring up new ideas that have something in common. And there's like healthy coconut crusted fish tacos with mango salsa. That looks really good. There's so many things. So then you can also kind of scroll through here, and there's this firecracker salmon bowls. That looks good. And what's cool about this is since you're already in that board, all you have to do is hit this plus sign and it will add it to your board. You don't have to like specifically say pin it to this board. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and write those down too. Avocado and chipotle shrimp tostadas. That looks good. California roll sushi bowls. We already make something like this, but I forgot about it. So I'm going to write that down. So now we have here this big list of chicken and seafood things, and I do want a little bit more of a variety. So I'm gonna just kind of scan through here to see if there's anything with like beef or sausage or pork or something that can kind of just give us a little bit of variety, or even meatless. This Greek chicken meatballs with lemon orzo, that looks really good. And yes, it's chicken, not beef, but it's still got that like ground beef consistency that's different enough from having just grilled chicken that I think that's a good enough variety. So let's write that down. And what about this grilled cheeseburger wrap? That looks pretty good. And it's different. It looks like something my son would like, just because it's kind of like a chopped cheese sandwich, but in wrap form. What about some kind of sausage? Like, we really like smoked sausage, especially on the grill. And that might just be something I don't need a recipe for, you know? Just smoked sausage, let's do that. Let me write that down. Smoked sausage with corn on the cob. And then maybe just like salad on the side. And we'll probably have a lot of like leftover lettuce and stuff from all these meals. So, okay, I think that's good. I think that we kind of have it figured out here. You can see on your menu planning board here, this is now where all of those recipes are that we've saved, so that now we can easily get to them, you know, when we're writing out our grocery list. So now I have my recipes to try list and my family favorites list, and I'm just gonna kind of set them here, or I can go through and use my actual board if I want just like a visual of what the food looks like. And I am going to start filling in this grid. So the strategy here is that you're gonna take these meals and you're going to pick 14 of them and arrange them across 2 different weeks. And don't forget to include your family favorites here, just so that there's familiar things and you don't have like a dud of a recipe or something. It also keeps it a lot more simple if you're using mostly recipes that you know how to make, and because if every night you're trying a new recipe, it might get a little complicated, and you know we are not about complicating. So let's just start filling in here. I know that we want to have some kind of tacos, you know, on each week, and my family is cool with having tacos more than once. My family is also cool with having salad more than once. So I think we're gonna be okay here with some of these similar styles of food, but just keep that in mind that if your family needs a little bit more variety, you're gonna wanna just pick like, you know, a salad, a pasta, a casserole, a taco, you know, a sandwich, and that kind of thing. So let's start with the tacos, and then we have regular crunchy tacos to choose from, but we also have like the Baja fish tacos, and we have the Bang Bang shrimp tacos. So let's try those, okay? And then let's do a grilled chicken dish next. So we can do the grilled chicken with avocado salsa. And you can also put here like the side dish that you would like to make with it. We usually just keep it simple, and we'll just do like a steamable frozen vegetable, just because that's just something that you don't really have to think about. You don't have to do any prep for it. It tastes good, and it's good nutrition regardless. And so, you know, instead of overthinking it and overcomplicating a weeknight meal, I'm just going to, you know, throw in the microwave a steamable bag of frozen vegetables. Something like the tacos, that's usually enough for us. It's kind of like a sandwich. It's like all in one, and we typically don't need a side dish for that. And if we do, we'll just get whatever like grapes or fruit I usually already have prepared in the fridge. So that's something I don't need to really write down my side dish. So for me here, I'm actually just going to repeat the same thing because I know my family will be cool with that. Grilled chicken is a big hit. Avocado would be a big hit. So there's really no reason. If they want it different, maybe we could have it over some rice or something. But the main meal that we are making will be the same. And then let's just keep filling in here. I did go ahead and fill in the fend for yourself nights here because we want to keep something easy in our menu. And then breakfast tacos one night, and then I'm gonna just do the grilled smoked sausage and corn, because that is super easy and like almost no cleanup. So now we have our 2 weeks of menu planning here, and I can kind of set these off to the side. I don't think I'm gonna need these again. And the next part is where you're gonna make your grocery list. So this is a good spot to kind of take a break if you want to, and then come back to fill out your grocery lists, because the next part is where you're actually going to go and look at all your recipes, and you're going to write in all of the ingredients that you need for each recipe so that you have a grocery list ready to go. We have some strategy tips and tricks here that you can read in your guide, but I am going to take my week A meals here, these 7 meals, and I'm going to go through and open up all of the recipes one by one for those meals, and I'm going to start building my week A grocery list. So we'll do a couple together, and then I'm gonna fill out the rest. So here are the Bang Bang shrimp tacos I saved. Let's go to visit, and that's gonna bring us to the blog or the website where that recipe lives. And let's just hit jump to recipe. And then this is where our ingredients are. I need a pound of shrimp, the large size, that's peeled, deveined, tails removed. That, I buy that frozen, so I'm going to put that in the frozen section. Okay, we need buttermilk, which that is going to be in the refrigerated. Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, cornstarch, oil for frying. That's all stuff that I don't need to write down, because I know I always have that in my pantry. But if there was something there that you don't normally have, you could, you know, make sure you're filling that into your list. The sauce ingredients, we need mayonnaise, and I am going to write that here. I think we have mayonnaise, but we need 1/2 cup. So I just need to check my refrigerator and make sure that is good to go. We need Thai sweet chili sauce. We need sriracha, which we have, but I'm going to write it anyway because this is our list that is going to repeat for us. So this list we're going to use like this time, but we're also going to use it again in the future. And so you may have already used up what you had before. So just make sure you're writing the ingredients that you know that you might run out of. Make sure that they are going to get written here. We need corn tortillas. We need cabbage. So I'm going to put shredded cabbage here because it is going to be cabbage. The recipe calls for like slicing your own and shredding your own, but I want to keep it simple, and so I am going to just put shredded cabbage there, and then it's already, you know, done for me. A medium tomato, so we'll just put tomato, and then we need cilantro. So those are in the produce. And it looks like that's all there is. There's this weird ad right on top of the ingredients, but it looks like that's all that we need. And that is all we're gonna need for that recipe. So I'm just gonna close that out and then move on to the next one. And the next one I have for week A is grilled chicken with avocado salsa. So let's find, here's our grilled chicken with avocado salsa. And let's go to visit, and then I'm gonna go through and I'm going to write out my whole grocery list this way. So I'm gonna speed this part up because it's not something that I need to talk through over and over for each recipe, and then that way it'll keep this video a little bit shorter because we still need to fill in the whole month calendar. Okay, so I've gone through for week A and wrote out all of the ingredients I needed for everything, including the fend for yourself, which typically my kid will just find something in the freezer like nuggets and tots and throw them in the air fryer. We'll also do a frozen pizza. I will typically eat the leftovers from all of our dinners that day. And then the breakfast tacos, I just made sure we had eggs on there and breakfast sausage and such. So this is everything that I need for dinners for the grocery list. Now, what you could also do here is add in all of your staples. If you need your gallon of milk and your coffee and your half and half creamer, any of that kind of stuff that you're going to always buy every week. Like maybe you need to buy bananas and grapes. What I have here is just the ingredients for dinner, but of course add everything else that makes sense for you to have on your grocery list. You can now go ahead and transfer this using a digital list. In the guide here, I do have a link that points to the video where I talk about setting up a digital grocery list. So I will link it right up here so that you can easily click that if you're going through this guide, so you don't have to type that in. That is one way that I like to have my grocery list already digitized. Of course, you can just take this to the store with you. If you don't like to do a digital list, just take this with you to the store. Just make sure you have everything on there that you typically need. You can also use the back. I did not go ahead and do week B yet, but it's the same process. I just need to get the video finished here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to keep this handy because I need it for my monthly menu, and I'm gonna move my iPad out of the way. I don't need that anymore until I go back and finish my week B list. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my monthly menu. As a reminder, this is not included with your guidebook. I am still working on this and it's prototype. So we're gonna try it out here, and then whatever doesn't work, I'm gonna tweak it and fix it, and then yeah, so it is not available. When it is available, you'll find a link in the description and in the comments. Okay, so now what I wanna do here is I just want to copy over the things from this list onto my actual menu. And the guidebook has some hints about how to actually use it. So read through that and see how that's going to work with your menu. What you want to do is have your planner nearby. And I don't currently have my month like officially planned out, but this gives me a good idea because this is pre-planned. I do have things on here, like I know that this day we probably will do a date night and stuff like that. So, and then I have other hints here about different dates coming up. So that I want to keep handy and keep nearby so that I can reference it while I'm filling this in. Because obviously if my husband and I are gonna do a date night on this day, then we're not gonna wanna have like some major dinner. That makes more sense to have like a fend for yourself night, okay? You wanna go ahead and fill that part in first before you start plugging in the other stuff. So on this night is definitely gonna be a fend for yourself night. And this day is Father's Day. How about we do something like smoked sausage with corn on the cob that day? Because we most likely, I know my family, and we're not gonna go out to eat on that day. We would prefer to stay home, and something like smoked sausage with corn on the cob, that's something that my husband really likes, so I'm sure he's gonna be happy with that. But if you have like a specific celebration day, like a birthday or Mother's Day, Father's Day, that kind of thing, keep that person that you're honoring in mind and put either their favorite meal, or maybe you go out to their favorite restaurant, something like that. But I am going to just put that we're gonna do the smoked sausage that night, okay? And so now I know that this week is going to be a B week, so I'm just gonna start filling in for the rest. All right, so I have my whole monthly menu filled out here, repeating my week A's and week B's. And now I'm going to put this menu in my planner. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out, and I'm going to cut it down here. All right, and now let's open to the page that I want to put this on, and I'm going to put it right here. So the best way to do a full page sticker, first let me make sure this is going to fit, and it looks like it's gonna fit just right. Okay, what I like to do for full page stickers is I like to not peel the whole backing off just yet. Just peel enough off so you can stick it to the page, and then you can slowly pull the backing off as you're putting the sticker down. So you're gonna go ahead and just kind of go like this and just crease your backing here and get it to where you can really see what you're doing. Make sure it's going to be lined up where you're putting it, and this whole part isn't going to stick down yet, so that's why we didn't peel it off. We're just putting it at the top. So I have it at the top, and I have this part smoothed down. And now you can get something like a ruler or something that you can use to push it, and then you're just gonna start peeling it just a little by little as you're pushing this down. So this, I know, is in the way and you can't really see it that well, but you're just gonna kinda go like this as you're sticking it. And then you just pull the backing off and throw it out. And now you have your full page sticker on your page, and you don't have any bubbles or anything. And you're good to go. Now I have my menu for June ready to go in my planner. And yes, there's a little bit of mistakes on here. Part of my prototype here, trying to figure out what I have space for. I may need to add in a spot that says like which week that is. So now I know that for the future. But yeah, so that is how I used my brand new freebie menu planning guide and workbook to help me plan out my menu for June. So in the description, I'm going to have a link for you to sign up for the menu planning email list so that you can get your free copy of the menu planning guide and workbook. As a reminder, this is a separate email list, so if you are on any of my other email lists, then this is going to be a separate list. So it's just going to be menu planning, meal prep, groceries, food prep, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to sign up. And if you're still here with me, thank you so much for watching. Please click the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I post videos like these frequently on my channel, and I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.